Lions TV, full time from Lions TV Towers via Stoke City and the Bet365 Stadium. It finishes Stoke 1, Millwall 2. 3 wins on the spin. I've got to give Gary Rowett credit. Dare we dream of the playoffs? I called my last full-time reaction. We just keep finding a way. And that is exactly what has happened today once again. We wasn't in the game in the first half. Of course, Ryan Woods ineligible means that we usually have 2 central midfielders and then Woods sitting behind them. But in this instance, I give Rowett credit. I thought we'd gone for it by putting Jeb Wallace finally after 5 years of me wanting him in a 10. But I'll be honest, it didn't work. We could not get the ball. We could not get into the game. Nick Powell and John Obi Mikel completely dictated and dominated in the first half. And despite, if it wasn't for some poor finishing from Stoke and some poor final balls, we would have been long behind before we actually took the lead. And we take the lead through a corner. Jeb Wallace hangs one up. Jake Cooper goes up. It sort of just bounces off 3 or 4 people and drops nicely for Cooper. But he had lots to do and he does brilliantly to head towards the touchline, keep the ball alive, clip one up to the middle of the goal. George Evans heads it down and Murray Wallace scores his first goal since 2018. Stoke replied instantly. And, you can't really knock that. They dominated the first half and they was undeservedly behind. But they get their rewards. They get level. Questions again over Alex Pearce. Was he ball watching? Was he not watching his man? And for me, I wouldn't have started him in the back three. I would have started George Evans and brought Keith Demel in. At half-time, Keith Demel comes on, replaces Ken Zahor. And it just gives us, he played the Ryan Woods role. And it just gives us more of a purpose. And maybe, I'm the first one to criticise Woods because I don't really feel he's involved too much in the game. I don't think Keith Demel was too much involved in the game. However, it did allow us to get up the pitch a lot more. It allowed Billy Mitchell to get on the ball and dictate play brilliantly and really want to take the responsibility that not a lot of others do, which he did. It also pushed Mason Bennett up front. And of course, we retake the lead. Mitchell gets one forward. And again, we get a little bit of luck. Jed comes across. Defender comes across to cut it out. Slips over. Jed squares it. Mason Bennett taps home his 5th goal in 12 games as a striker. Not a bad ratio at all from close range and puts us 2-1 up. And after that, we really looked in danger. And Stoke is never a good place for us to go. And, we just don't ever do well there on the road. They would just behind us in the league. I think they're a good, strong side. They've been popping the ball nicely of recent and, of course, in the first half against us. But we find a way to get the win. And listen, it's absolute fucking madness that I'm even saying this, but dare we dream. Dare we dream in the plus. We've got 6-7 games to go now. We need to keep winning those games. Teams above us have won, yes, other than Middlesbrough. But we've got just to keep the pressure on. And to do that, we just got to keep going for it. But hats off to the manager. He saw an issue at half-time and he rectified it, which he very rarely does. And we've won the game again. 3 wins on the spin. One team in the Championship and most divisions, predominantly, usually, sneaks in right out of the death. Now, could that be us? I don't think it will be, and I don't think we're good enough to go up. But you can't knock it. 3 wins on the spin, and it keeps this very frustrating, behind closed doors season for fans and players alive and gives us a little bit of excitement going into the final few games. I was pleased with that today. Yes, we wasn't brilliant, but once again, we found a way. 3 wins on the bounce. Well done, boys. Well done, Gaffer. Well done, Mason Bennett as well. Just keeps popping up with goals. I do, it does beg the question, why did Rowett wait a year before playing him up front as a striker? But I'm not going to grumble over it. 3 points on the ball. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.